What did you order?
The MMC nickel and the pet. All I want is the pet.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah. They call it Ni or Knee or something?
Man, that motherfucker's going to tie somebody to some train tracks. Before it's all over with.
Yeah, $120 up there. Man, that should be like $80.
All I want is the pet. And, dude, I don't even know if I want the pet. I'll see. Maybe I'll keep it, and I'll keep the box for that one. That'd be something I can keep the box for.
See the
Oh, well, no, yeah, he comes with a chain, so I guess, yeah.
Oh, the chain is, yeah.
Hey, fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday.
Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
Shut up.
From A to B.
Uncut. Is that you?
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered Cast on
With complete fuckers.
Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Shattered Cast Uncut. Not episode 235, like I was saying right before the show, but episode 286. Been here a lot longer than my brain thinks we have, apparently. So with me tonight is the usual cast of characters. Robert still has not paid his dues, so he's still not on the show. So joining me to my left is the one and only Greg from Mercy.
Hi.
How are you,
How's it
sir?
going?
You know why
Good.
you're to my left? I mean, you're all to my left because I think I'm the most eastern side of the United States when I look at it on a map. So you're all to my left. So that's why you're to my left. Little show trivia there for you. Also with me tonight is the one and only Matthew Baldwin. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
I'm doing well. And last but not least, Bobby Skullface.
What's up, everybody?
Hey. So I think that's it for introductions. Let's just go right into what we got this week, right? No reason to draw it out. So, Greg, what'd you get this week?
I did not get anything.
It's a good week for you. Matt?
Yeah, I did not get
Man,
a
you feel the
turd.
energy in this show tonight. Well, I have a Baldwin draw, to be honest, man. It's going to be a little bit, so get some cookies and cake, whatever you want to get. Fans Hobbies, Double Evil, Overlord. Magic Square's Freedom of Justice, their Prime. I got NewAge Blue Streak and Silver Streak. I got in Siege Jetfire and the Battlemaster Smashdown. I went to Little Rock Comic Con this past weekend and I picked up the BotCon set, the 2015 Waspinators 4-pack. I got a Transformer Cloud Autobot Road Blaster or Road Blaster. I'm sorry, Road Buster. Jesus. Road Blaster, come on, man. He's a Road Buster that had the Energon Ironhide kind of deco thing going on. I got to meet a really cool, nice guy, Robbie Musso. He's an artist for Hasbro. He's drawn a lot of spotlights for like Cliff Jumper, Ultra Magnus. He did the first issue. He did one of the covers for the first issue of the new IDW things, and he did a Starscream print, and I bought that from him. It's really nice. I got the Beast Box Echo Blaster, which I got. It's like a parrot, and he turns into a cube. I got
What is the obsession with these? I've seen like everybody is like all over these things, and like I do not understand it.
Well, I got this one. I thought he would go for Sancho. I got him for Sancho Barbosa, the KFC shark. I thought he would be good for him. He's a little too big. I mean, they're just little animals. They're kind of like Beast Wars, but they turn into a cube. But the downfall is they don't come with a box to put them in the cube. They just put the cube into it, so it's kind of weird. I was kind of upset that they gave it a perch, for him to sit on or something, but they did give a box for him to put the perch on. So I was like, that's kind of a fail.
Yeah, I feel like that's a huge fail.
Oh yeah, big time.
It's kind of like it would be like the Soundwave tapes not coming with like their little cassette holders. Like if they don't come with at least Soundwave to go into. I don't know. It strikes me.
It was weird. They got little different animals. They got those little Remember the Turtles game from the 80s? They had the little robot, little T-Rex things or whatever, or little raptors or something. They got some things like that, and they got some alien stuff too, and everything. Looked pretty cool. It's a cool little bot. I liked it. It's really nice. Also got the Amazon exclusive Siege Greenlight, which is one of the fembots. And I got to check out G2 Breakdown for Dakota. I did a review in the hotel room, his hotel room. It's pretty fun to do and everything, so I got to check out a G2 Breakdown, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I saw that review.
I loved it. It was a fun time. It's really, I had a Robbie in there, and Dakota and Josh was in there, and we was having a good time. So
also to qualify, I did see your whatever the bird's name is too, but I just don't understand that one quite as much. So
yeah, it's weird. Like I said, I was wanting to get it for Sancho, but it's a little too big for him. But it's still a cool little bot. So
are these so? I guess my other question with these things are these actual? Do they have like a fiction to them, or is it just like? I saw that they did an alien or whatever. I don't know.
They got penguins. There's bears, little polar bears or something. I don't know. It's weird, but it's pretty cool for what it is. And they're only $20, $25, so it's not too bad. But that's all I got.
All right, Bobby, what did you get this week, or what did you get a chance to take a look at?
I got the Black Series 000. I got the Black Series Archive Wave. I got that courtesy of Tyler L. Picked those up. I got Hot Toys Deathstroke from Arkham Origins. And I got shout out to Caleb, hooked me up with a Ventress lightsaber hilt, which is pretty badass, and I'm going to get the blade for that. And I got the opportunity to take a look at the Imaginarium art Optimus Prime.
Ooh. Nice. How was that?
I got to tell you, I was slightly disappointed.
What?
Not with all of it. I just have, I kind of feel like if I spend $1,000 on something, it needs to be pretty close to perfect.
Oh, that's one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Which is it? The G1? I'm sure it's the G1 Prime, right?
Yeah, G1-esque, I guess. He's got the trailer, he's standing on the trailer that's opened.
Oh, okay. That's disappointing.
Yeah, it's not that it's bad. It's not bad at all.
It just doesn't wow you.
I'm not sure. Well, no, it wows me. It $500 to $700 wows me.
Oh, okay.
It's a tough one to kind of talk about, but just because it's such a tricky thing. There's things about it that are leave me speechless, and then there are also things about it that I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel like they gave this everything they could in this spot right here or this spot right here. Or
is this the first one you've got to look at for Imaginary Arts?
Yes. Okay.
And does it put together the magnets and everything?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That's weird because I love my Starscream, but he was only $400. So
now let me say, if this thing was $400, I'd be drooling over it.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'd buy it. I would have bought it.
It's not $1,000 good. Okay.
It doesn't feel quite like $1,000 to me. There's not that big of a leap between the $500 statues that I have and this.
That's what I was on the fence about. There's the Starscream I got. There's another one for $1,200, and when I look at it, it's a different position. He does have a different facial expression, but I don't see a price hack of $700, $600.
Is that the one on the throne?
No, this is he's standing like the one I have.
Oh, okay.
He's on a thing like that. So no, the throne one. Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is different. There's the one I have, and there's another one. He's in a different position. He's got a different head sculpt and everything. He's got a smirk or something. But it's $1,200. And when I look at it, I'm like, it's only maybe maybe an inch or two bigger. I think I forgot what the size comparison was, but it just didn't look like there was a big price hike for $700 to justify buying something like that.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And I don't know, when I compare it to like the premium format Leia or Chewbacca in particular, or the Batman, it just doesn't feel twice as good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, understandable. Hey Justin, what'd you get, man?
I got a good amount of things. Let's see. Starting small, the smallest that I can. I got the God, what the hell are they called? The little Siege Micromasters.
Battle Masters or Micromasters?
Yeah, whatever the hell they're called. The fire truck and police car that I've been wanting for a long time.
Yeah.
Found them online for a reasonable price, and I was like, okay. And I got them, and I was like, these are shit. Like, they're really, really bad. Like, I'm like, I don't know how you pulled it off, but I mean, the ones from like 1987 are just drastically better because like the ball joints and stuff are so weak and like everything's just really floppy and loose. Like, I don't know. It was just very disappointing, but I mean, again, I got it for a good price. So who cares, I guess, right? Let's see, what else did I get? Let me look around my desk. Hold on. Okay, I also got Double Evil this week because restock. I got the NewAge Silver Streak, Blue Streak, whatever the hell the silver one you actually want to call it, because who knows. I got the Action Toys Steam Robo, better known as Loco, the GoBot. He's okay. I got the TFC Toys Tactical Supreme Tactical Commander. I don't know, whatever the Optimus Prime is, but I got it in the G1 colors because I had heard the green one's having breakage problems, and frankly, that's not something I feel like dealing with. Wow. Yeah. So I got that, and then I got the Ghostbusters Ectotron, the Ecto 1 Transformer. And it's fine. There's some small things that I would have changed if I was the person designing it, and if I can figure out how to replace the head, I may change it out anyway, but we'll see. For now, it's a fun little Transformer. So, yeah, so that finally shipped after everybody else has had it for like a month. Thanks, Hasbro Pulse. And that's it. So, yeah. I think that's it. I'm looking around. Yep, I think that's it. I don't see anything else. So, all right. Well, with that, I guess we can get started with some show news. Robert, what'd you get? All right, Robert. So first up on the list is that Maketoys has actually said, like, hey, we're finally done doing all those mold changes to the Sunstorm. We're going to send them out to you. Yeah, so I guess backers are getting Sunstorm. Good. Yeah. It's time for them to do what they made. I feel like it actually took way longer than it should have, but at least it's coming out.
Agreed. I'm glad they're
getting it. Hey, Moss Toys, are you watching?
That's got to sting a little bit given their history that they're actually able to make it happen.
You know, though, the thing to me about Maketoys is like they're such a big company compared to Moss Toys. Like, I feel like there's no excuse that it took this long.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But
I mean, not that I excuse Moss Toys for taking your money and not giving it back or whatever, but you know, like I feel like if I was going to place money on which one was going to fail and which one wasn't,
man, that hurts, man. Just the way you said it, they took my money.
They did
not giving it back.
They absolutely did. So I hope everybody who bought into that ends up, you know, seeing some kind of resolution to it. It's a super shitty situation. Like, it shouldn't be that way, and shame on them. So, oh well. So let's move on, I guess. TFCon has MMC Zinnia. I don't know how you say that name.
Zinnia.
There you go. It's like lasagna. So what is?
So Garfield.
Uh-oh. So this is just like the Medic RC.
Yeah. Blue and kind of a pinkish, dark pinkish, maybe? Is that on the arms?
I mean, they did the same one for a con exclusive in the
the black one.
Chicago. No, the green one.
Oh, they did a black one too before they released.
Yeah. But I'm saying they did the green one. I think that was the first exclusive they did for for the original Azalea.
No, that was.
I thought the black one was the first one.
Yeah, the black one.
The one they did, the one that you're thinking about is the Asterix mode. That was the alternate color scheme that Meld wanted to use.
I'm talking about the reformatted one.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that was the Asterix.
This is off the mask one.
Oh yeah, the Asterix, and that wasn't an exclusive.
It wasn't exclusive, but it wasn't this color scheme. It was like blue and gold and
Okay, gotcha.
Because Milne wanted to do like a crazy color scheme, and Hasbro's like, nope.
Gotcha.
I think they did do one though.
I don't mind getting this one. I don't know. It's like $89. Oh, $120. Oof.
Negative.
I thought it was $89. Where did I see $89? Ooh, $120.
Yeah, but that's in Canada. That's in Canadian though. So.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks cool. Like I've always wanted to kind of check out this mold, but I don't know. Like I feel like a different colored version might be the thing that would convince me to check it out, because like I really don't see any need to replace my Fans Toys one. But at the same time, like I don't.
The only reason why I would think you would want to get this if you like to transform it back and forth and stuff and everything. If you want one to look good on the shelf, your Rouge is better for that. That's my opinion.
That's kind of where I was thinking it lied anyway. So
yeah, this one's better to transform back and forth.
TFCon is this coming weekend?
Yes.
Nice.
Not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Oh, it's not this one coming up?
No.
I'm sorry. Really? I apologize. Middle of July. I'm sorry. Isn't that when's San Diego Comic-Con?
I thought that was the second. I thought that was 2 weekends from now. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Let's see.
I think the TFCon's this weekend. No, it may not be.
July 12th through the 14th.
Huh.
Is Toronto?
Yeah.
And then what's SDCC?
Give me 1 second. The 18th to the 21st.
Oh, so 2 weekends.
Just back to back.
Good times. All right, so let's move on to the next order of business, and that is NewAge Insecticons. So let's take a look at these guys.
I'll tell you what, I kind of like the rollout for this. like they put that little like promotional picture up first with like them like coming out of the water.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
You know, and then they like, you know, and then they dropped us like a week afterwards or less than a week afterwards. Like, you know, I don't know. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think every single one of them looks pretty good.
Yeah,
they look nice. I am excited. I would like to have seen at least one picture that kind of puts them next to any of their other toys. But I have faith. So. And
they're coming as a box set too, so that's cool.
I think I read that these are what do they measure these in, millimeters or centimeters?
I think they're 6 centimeters.
Centimeters? You combine the two there, man. Centimeters or millimeters?
Did I say centimeters? I'm sorry. Centimeters.
I think I read that each one is 1 centimeter less than Flipper. Which is tiny as shit.
Tiny as shit.
It's super tiny.
Yeah.
Wait. Smaller than Flipper?
Yeah.
No. They got to be bigger than that. Flipper is the smallest one out of all of them. There's no way they could be that small.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be incredibly hard to make these things transform.
Yeah, I think that's wrong. They're going to be probably.
That's just what I read when they first came up. Hold on.
That can't be right. There's no way they should be smaller than Bumblebee.
It might be wrong, but it may be right, Matt.
It could be.
That's the funny thing about words.
Words.
I'm not big on words personally.
But I'm excited they're a box set, so that's cool. And they're doing one. They got gray chested for Bombshell. They got him coming out too.
Yeah, the next link is the anime colored ones.
So that's pretty cool.
Bobby, I forget, you prefer the anime colored ones?
Yeah, that's what I went with. Yeah, I don't know if I prefer it.
Right,
but it's what I ended up going with.
The one that feels right.
Yeah,
I understand.
Feels good.
But I don't know. I mean, that legend scale thing shit needs to get worked out, in my opinion. But
when are you gonna jump on that train?
How me? Never.
Man, come on, choo it.
Never. And not that I think they look bad or anything, or I fault anybody that does. I think they look great, and I think it's an awesome collection to get into if you have a smart way to display it. But like,
that's not what you said to me. I said I'm getting some legends, and you're like, idiot. Like,
did I really?
Yeah, you did. I remember that episode.
Maybe I was feeling.
The funny thing is, though, you believed the story for a second, and
yeah.
I'm not sure what that says about your personal character.
Well, I think that sometimes I can say something for the joke and not really mean it, and then therefore like wouldn't necessarily commit it to memory. But I think that I have a small figure collection, and it drives me nuts. And the last thing I would ever do again is go down a hole of another small figure collection.
Oh, CD. I'll get me another, whatever these things are, the glass cases, Detox, and I'm just going to put in legends.
From front to back.
No, just one on each.
No,
yeah.
Front to back, just slam them in. Like, just as they take up like 1/8 of the Detox, like vertical space, but you can't see all, but you know what I mean? You can't see 80% of the legends per shelf. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dude, fucking Detox drive me nuts.
Bet. Yeah, I had to get risers just to make them feel that, they're getting full.
Oh, but you know what? Shout out to Sam, Insta Sam. Anybody seen his Detox displays?
I have seen him in passing. I can't remember what they look like.
He's got some like 1/12 scale figures in Detox, and they look classy. Like, it blew my mind. I'm not sure if it's the best way to do it, but it doesn't look like shit, which is the fucking like shocker. Like a lot of times you see like people put legends, like Marvel Legends, in a Detox, and it looks the same way we're describing with legend scale Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
But it actually looks really smart. Like, he's got like these tiers, and they're not like the normal steps. It's like there's angles and varying heights, and it's clean. It seems purposeful, which I think is challenging with the Detox.
Sounding a little like a 1%er there, Bubba.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Okay. So there was, I guess, some confusion. These are the exact same sizes. Well, they're the same height listed as Flipper. I don't know if that's head-to-head or... But yeah, so 6 centimeters. I guess someone had quoted Flipper as being 7, but he's 6.
So they're smaller than the Carbots? I thought they were always tall as the Carbots.
Well, they do turn into insects, man. Isn't that funny? Why don't people do that? Like when I'm
turn into insects.
Like when I'm like, man, these Constructicons are too big, and they're like, well, they turn into construction vehicles. They should. But like if I'm like, well, this Insecticon is ridiculously large then, because it should turn into an insect.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I'm still getting them. I don't give a fuck. NewAge is awesome.
Yep, I'm in on them, I'm sure.
3-pack.
So, all right. Well, let's see.
What we got?
Magic Square Crane.
Oh, nice. Got Hoist.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, I feel like it's obvious, right? They made a Trailbreaker. Did that even come out yet?
Yes.
Yeah, I have that. I actually have that one. I actually really like that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been out for a while. So yeah.
I thought he was been out, but I can't remember. So this looks good. It's fine.
No, yeah, it looks just like it should.
Yeah, I'm still gonna wait personally on whatever NewAge does and see if they do something I prefer. But I don't think that it looks bad. So I could see it being way worse. So.
Dude, it's a Legends game now, man.
It really
is.
And they're getting really good too for, considering how small they are and everything. Like I personally would expect them not to be nearly as good as they are. So I'm always like pleasantly surprised about how good they really are.
You know what I hope all my dreams and wishes kind of pivot on right now is that they get they get to the same place as the Masterpiece stuff and just leave the same exact holes.
That's fucked up, bro.
Like just,
like that, man.
just make it a third-party tradition.
Man, you are salty as fuck,
and then they make a chug line, and they leave the same exact hole.
Yeah, they go back to chug.
Then they do like a bigger scale, leave the same exact. Like they just keep
Commander
doing it.
scale.
Yes, and just leave the same exact holes. Perfect.
I mean, what's fun about Legends is the transformations are quite easy, but they're kind of got some masterpiece kind of transformations.
Yeah, I think they're great. I think I think Magic Square, NewAge, Iron Factory is my personal favorite, and then DX9, and even the Unique Toys ones. I think they're all great. I think they're great.
Mm-hmm. God damn it!
I
don't need to collect these now because they're going to leave holes.
It's just so funny to me that I want to find out where Magic Square came from. That's another one. That's another one of my questions. But
as like which company or
or like because it doesn't seem like it's their first rodeo. Do you know what I mean? Like they seem very comfortable.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they use material that nobody uses.
Yeah, but I mean that's easy enough to do if you're trying to save some money on there. Or, you have no former reputation of anything, and you're just like, yeah, okay, we're gonna, I mean, nobody knows if it's KFC. There's people who kind of suspect it is, but like KFC can be like, yeah, it's not us. We don't use that material.
Why do you think they use that? I'm sorry, Greg. Go on.
I was just gonna say, who is it that somebody said DX9 rebranded their Legends?
Yeah, I heard
somebody.
Yeah, I think NewAge.
NewAge.
Was it NewAge?
I mean, they're definitely they're definitely the same company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they show them Dutch on their boxes and stuff and everything.
Mm-hmm. And they use the same dioramas.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Everybody's using the same dioramas.
Yeah, it's this nylon plastic. I'm trying to think if I felt this. I'm trying to think of another company, but yeah, maybe it could be anything.
I just thought it was where they went with the kind of matte finish. I wonder why they went with that. Like Justin said, is it cheaper to do it that way?
Maybe they're fans.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it probably is cheaper. I mean, I feel like that's the number one reason you do anything. So,
right. But I think this. I think all this shit that's coming out looks great. It's just that I guess I feel like the Beast Wars collector right now. I'm just like, man, can I get a little bit of love? Can I get something over here?
Silver Party still got stuff out, man. Silver Ball's coming out for Fans Toys.
Yeah, no, I mean Fans Toys is still on it, but who else?
A lot of the big companies just aren't doing anything for it anymore. Like I think we got Extrans bots, right? They're still doing it because they're making masterpiece like scale cars. Let's see, you got Fans Toys, obviously. Fans Hobby, they haven't really. Everything they talked about putting out has been just repaints.
Well, yeah, but they're also not doing like American G1.
Right. Yeah. True.
Where the fuck is Maketoys?
They're working on
quiet.
They're working on that Sunstorm Mac.
Two more headmasters.
Put the fucking cone heads out, man. I need some fucking cone heads. Come on now.
Those start coming out. Is it the end of this? I think it's the 30th. But you know how release dates go. Yeah, like the first one drops. I think Dirge is supposed to drop in China the 28th or the 30th or something.
I think the Seekers are a problem. I think the Seekers often sink companies because...
The sinkers?
The sinkers. The sinkers should be the name of this episode. but I feel like a lot of companies feel like, okay, this is a no-brainer. This is a make one get six situation. Let's fucking ride it till the wheels fall off. And then what they don't take into consideration is that the fan base, the consumer base, gets fatigued by it, and it's sunk Impossible Toys. I feel like it stalled Planet X. I feel like it was already in the process of killing Moss Toys, but I'm not sure it had anything to do with it. To be fair. It seems like it had an effect on Maketoys, especially because they were doing two different types of Seekers. I just feel like, I feel like Takara had the right blueprint for the Seeker. You put one out, you put another one out a few years later, another one out a year later. You kind of string people along with them so you just don't fucking beat them over the head with a bat with that fucking mold.
Well, I mean, so I think that Maketoys could have got away with putting them out faster, and they have put them out. But like, the Maketoys problem to me is that like there has been nothing from them of any note. You know, like the only thing that's left has been Seekers. Like can't even recall. I guess the most recent thing that I can think of is that Jetfire that has no basis, you know?
Yeah, that's fucking. I mean, I know people like it, but that shit is dumb.
Yeah, like
no, not the Headmaster one, Matt. The cross dimension one.
Yeah, which is fine. If that's your thing, that's fine. But it's like, other than that, like you've teased these Headmasters. Like I would have no problem if you're putting out Cone Heads. You know, you put out Starscream, then you put out one of the Headmasters, then you put out, you know, Skywarp, then you put out another Headmaster, then you put out Thundercracker.
But I think the Headmaster's brick, though. That's why they fucking had to, you know, KO him or whatever. Like, so the rumor goes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they performed well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I just don't think the fucking... I'm just becoming more and more convinced that the market just isn't there.
Mm-hmm. You're probably not wrong, you know?
Man, I mean, we're not going to finish the fucking Headmasters. God damn it!
But dude, we're so close.
Like, they've teased them. We know that they have those designs. Like it really is something they should try to put out. And like you would think that doing things like the Seekers and stuff is going to make that buck because you know maybe you're not getting as many.
Let me ask a question. What if they were to come out with, like, I'm obsessed with numbers these days. Like I can't get it out of my head. If I lose my mind in the next couple months, just know it was numbers' fault. Blame numbers. Mm-hmm. Let's say that they came out with transparent numbers, which they don't have to do. That's none of our business, really, right? But let's say they came out with transparent numbers, and they were like, "Look, the fucking Headmasters and the Target Master just didn't sell. They just didn't sell, and we're taking a killing. And like the only thing that we can do." Is the minimum we can make in order to justify it is 500. No, let's say 1,000. Let's say 1,000. But for us to make them at 1,000, we need to sell them at about $200 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
How would you feel about that?
I'm not sure because on one hand, I feel like it's not super unreasonable given the size and complexity of the piece. On the other hand, you start thinking, like, it's real easy to start thinking about the other things you could use that money for. But I guess if I was going to be objective, I probably would be okay with it, you know, as long as you're not dropping $600 and, you know, they're all releasing in 1 month, you know, like.
If they were upfront about it.
Yeah.
And not to say that I could trust that anyway, you know, but if they were upfront about it, I probably would go for it just to be like, look, there's only a few left.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
like
over.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, you know, I don't think you need to go after the villains. Just finish the other two, you know, for the heroes.
No, yeah. You don't go after the villain Headmasters, but do the villain Target Masters.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'd be like, look, I'll hurt for 2 years, but then I've got them and it's over and it's fucking sorted.
Do y'all think Maketoys is in trouble? I mean, because
I don't think they
haven't released anything, and it took so long for Sunstorm to come out. I mean, that's just a recolor.
I think
we already have the mold.
I do think that they have some kind of trouble, and I think it all stems back to that bullcrap they pulled recently. I think it's kind of tarnished their reputation. So
I think that is. I think that. Yep. No. Yeah, well, yeah, the Armada one. I think that it's multi-layered. I don't think that Maketoys. Well, I guess I say Maketoys is probably in trouble, but not the factory itself, because the factory is probably producing something else that's super successful. You know, but like, I think that the passion project of Maketoys is probably in trouble. They lost Fans Project, right? Because that basically turned into Fans Hobby, and that's off on its own. They had this Armada drama, right? They have this clouded reputation in regard to their distribution in the Western Hemisphere, for those that know what I'm talking about, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. And they also had this, this seeker fatigue. And then on top of it, they've had some releases that haven't performed. And on top of that, they've had this fun, crowdfunded thing that looks like it's coming to fruition, which is great, but it wasn't smooth sailing.
Mm-hmm.
And And then they've had this cross dimension stuff, which is just, while it's kind of fine, it's not. It's so niche, and like I think it's so many things have gone wrong with their decisions that they're probably feeling it in regard to it. But I think all these companies that own their own factories could drop this Transformer shit and never skip a beat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that didn't work out. Back to just living regular life.
Maybe they took too much on. Maybe they took too much, like the cross dimension stuff. Maybe they should have just not even did that.
I don't even think it's that, man. I think it's the same shit. It's that like you like, so you start making fucking Chrome Dome and you start making fucking Hardhead, and all of a sudden you got fucking money issues. So you're like, well, fuck, what are we gonna do? Oh, I know. Make an Optimus Prime and make a Seeker. This will put us back in the game. It's all money. It's like. Optimus Prime, Stryker Manus is probably I would wager is the most successful cross dimensions piece, and it's a great figure, but it's not successful because it's a great figure. It's successful because it's Optimus Prime. The fan base is just the fan base for Transformers is different, and it's because of the quantity of characters. And I think there's a lot of people I think there's a lot of shit that's the same. I think G.I. Joe is probably in that same boat. You know, I think that Cobra Commander, or let's keep it 100% and say Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, they're always going to sell a little bit different than the one specific Viper that you don't really even remember the proper name of. Let's say Alley Viper. You know, like the sales are going to be different there.
Sure, yeah.
And I think Hasbro, or like a company like Hasbro or Bandai or whatever, can eat an expense like that, but I don't think that these third-party companies can eat that sort of expense over and over again.
Yeah. And I also think one thing with Maketoys and their headmasters is, like, I feel like the headmasters were very popular when they did it as fans project.
Correct.
And some people, I was in the group originally that I was like, you know what? These look nice next to, you know, in robot mode, they look pretty close to my MP car scale. I think that's the right scale for these things, you know? And, like, undeniably, you know, that Chrome Dome, he's huge. Like,
oh, yeah.
Borderline, I would say, doesn't even fit in with the rest of, like, my Season 3 type collection, you know? Like, I don't know if he should be the same size as Rodimus Prime. Like, it feels a little wrong, but I'm also still okay with it, you know.
Well, it's because
but I think that
technically
that
right,
divides
though,
the people looking at it. So,
no, I think that that wasn't that was a consideration, but I think that, like, you know, it had that, like, ankle issue, and it had, like, a couple other little things, but I think it was really those. I think it was really people making excuses to not buy it because nobody really gives a shit. People say they give a shit. But when when someone is like, okay, cool, you give a shit, give me some money for it, they're like, I don't really give that much of a shit. I give a little bit of a shit.
Well, to be fair, I mean, and you guys kind of said it, but I'll come on out and say it in plain English. Like, those figures are both kind of pieces of shit. Like, they really were.
I disagree.
No, I like it.
Well, I've had them multiple times because I keep going back thinking I need them because every time another headmaster comes out, like from another company, I'm like, oh, we're finally gonna get a set.
Right.
But I don't know, like, just compared to the other stuff that was coming out at the time, and then especially, like, you know, what's coming out now, like, what are you gonna have? Are you gonna have, if they do finish them, you're gonna have Highbrow and Brainstorm, and then are they gonna be 4 or 5 year old, you know, quality figures, or are they going to be, like, more modernized and then they're going to look weird? I don't know. I think
I don't think that's it though, man. I really don't, like, because I don't think they're like if you look at, like, Ollie, you know, like, Ollie was kind of widely viewed as a piece of shit, like, to the point where, you know, the Realm uses him as a mascot because it's kind of a joke, you know, and, like, but the thing is that Wheelie is such a beloved character, and, like, you can't really have your Season 3 cast without him, that it like, you're like, fuck it, I'll just deal with it. But the people are like Chrome Dome, I don't even know who the fuck he, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are like, I don't even know who the fuck he is, because Season 4 was such a obscure thing in the U.S., and then it wasn't until, we were already a man that we saw the fucking Japanese one, really, for the most part. I just don't think that I think that people like the idea of that and I mean generally, not like us necessarily.
Was that breaking news?
No.
I heard some breaking news. I'm sorry.
But I think that generally people like the idea of season 4 characters, but when it comes time to spend money on season 4 characters, they're like, meh. I think that only Takara and Fans Toys can really get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Takara got a fucking Star Saber off, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's a fan though too, I think.
Yeah.
So
and, which is tactical.
Too,
that's a tactical choice. You know what I mean? But like, but it's still impressive. Do you know what I mean? It's impressive that they were able to pull it off. Yeah, I don't know. I just.
But it goes back to that thing where you say it's a prime too. So primes are going to sell.
Yeah, but it's not a convoy prime. You know what I mean?
That's true. But it's still, especially overseas. I'm sure he did real well overseas. What the Star Saber was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably beloved over there.
I don't know.
Here,
I would love to see the numbers on all that shit, but I don't know.
Man, I'm gonna call you Rain Man Bubby.
Yeah, dude, I'm losing my mind over this shit, man. I'm losing my mind over it.
Well, did you say the Star Saber was a prime?
That's what Matt said. I think Matt is saying that, like, well, the way I took
as
it anyway.
Leader.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's not an Optimus Prime, but he was. Yeah.
If I recall, he was a Supreme Commander.
There you go.
He was no Emperor of Destruction.
Somebody's already typing. Like, he's not a Prime.
Actually, you know what? We don't deal with too much of that anymore, I feel like.
But nobody writes in anymore. I think we're kind of irrelevant now as far as the transfer.
Well, but you know why? Because third party is becoming irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
You're irrelevant.
I'm just saying.
Not really wrong.
I'm just saying, it's.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, let me ask you a question about that. I was gonna say this, but
you gonna riddle me this?
Yes, I will riddle you this. Do you see another third party company, a big one, coming in and start making characters that we need?
No.
To fill in holes.
No.
Anymore. You don't see that anymore?
No.
That's what we have Siege for, Matt.
No, I think that most of the times now when we see, most of the kind of like new shit that we see nowadays is movieverse or Legends.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't seen more Beast Wars stuff. That's what I find shocking.
I think we will.
Give it time, young man.
I mean, who knows? Who knows what we'll see in 2 weeks?
Slightly surprised to see more Beast Wars stuff.
It seems like the smart choice.
Well, I mean, Takara went to Leo Convoy.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that Takara is getting them off, so to speak. So you might as well, start complimenting that line. Like it seems like the smart way to go. Like I was just shout out to Andy. He put me onto this interview, this Aaron Archer interview, where he was saying how like he was kind of predicting the Beast Wars into the Masterpiece line and where it would go. And he was like, and you'll probably see a Cheetor and a Megatron, and like he's like naming, like it's almost like he's soothsaying. And then he's like, but you'll probably never see a Waspinator, like shit like that. So, and I don't know what he's basing that off of necessarily, but I would imagine that he has definitely more inside, information than I do.
Sucks.
So, if I was a third party company, like I would be like I would have a Silverbolt, I would have a Waspinator, I would have like that. That would be my meal ticket.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a route that they should take, and I'm surprised that they're not. So, all right, well, let's move on to the next thing. NewAge also has shown off their Ironhide and Ratchet, which I'm super excited about. I can't wait to get these guys in hand. They look awesome.
Too. And they got clear versions too.
I don't care about the clear versions. I know you do, Matt. Though, what's funny to me, and this is going right back to the whole Legends game thing, like, this is a teeny tiny toy, and arguably, with the exception of like a couple tabs that look like they're sticking out on places, that's a much cleaner Ironhide than the Masterpiece version, which had more room to work with.
Well, I like the chest better.
Mm-hmm. I think the chest looks better. I think I don't like the little hip panels. I don't like that. So, I don't know. Looks good to me.
He's got jazz hands.
I like that they have these little accessories. Hey Matt, you got the Magic Square Prime, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice that? I mean, I assume yours is the same way. It was packed with the hands that you can't use to transform it into truck mode.
Oh, with the not the gun holding hands, the other one.
Yeah, like the kind of like the quote unquote action oriented hands instead of like just the fists. Like they stick out just a little too much, and you can't make the truck mode look right with it. Which was, to me, I'm like, it's a weird decision, right? Like, right out of the box, someone's gonna think there's something wrong with your stuff.
I transformed them without it, and it was fine, I guess. I don't remember the truck mode being different.
It will make the panels not line up quite right. So.
Oh, okay, yeah, my back ones weren't lined up right. So I just transformed it with those on. Yeah, it wouldn't make
your
sense.
Decision, you know. So
maybe they were bucking the trend. Like I've noticed, like it seems like almost every figure I get that has interchangeable hands always comes with a fist.
Yeah.
Yeah, most
Figure Arts, NECA.
Yeah.
The one Mezco I have.
They're just smaller.
Which Mezco do you have? The Popeye?
Yes. You know, I'm a huge Popeye.
How is that?
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic for some reason.
No.
Because I'm always talking about Popeye. No, I got that Jason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got that Jason too.
I haven't messed with that thing ever. I don't even know.
I think I still have Baltimore Brandon's Michael Myers here from when I reviewed that, like,
really?
in August of last year. Yeah, he just, like,
you want to send it to me?
He just never came to pick it up.
Oh. Well, he don't miss it. You can send it to me if you want to. Right? Right. Just saying. Shout out to Baltimore Brandon.
Dude, I got to hang out with him a little bit this week. We went and saw.
Did you?
Yeah, we went and saw Spider-Man.
That's a good dude.
Dude, good dude.
I miss him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, I like his girl too, man. Like
yeah, she's a different one.
Yeah, exactly. She's up for it, and I mean that, and I mean that in a very
not up for it, but she's like one of the guys.
Right.
Like when you're around her, you just feel the electricity. Like it's just like she's ready to like run a marathon or something.
Yeah, she's got good energy.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
She's like a good person, you know. And Brandon, they both of them are really. I need to talk to him more. I need to get him on around 30. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Spider-Man? Just a little quick one.
I thought it was
out
good.
Of 10.
I gave it a 7.5, but okay. I thought it was pretty good. I think I really liked Mysterio. My main complaint.
Jake did really good.
Oh, he killed it. My main complaint with these Holland Spider-Man films that they always seem like spin-off movies to me. They don't seem like Spider-Man films to me.
Really? I thought this one was a good Spider-Man movie.
Oh, I thought it was
the
good.
First half. The first half was kind of boring, but it got really exciting.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good too. But I just felt like if still something about it still feels like an Iron Man spinoff, or you know what I mean, or Avengers spinoff. I feel like Ant-Man.
They kept showing Iron Man throughout the whole damn thing.
Well, you mean how like they just have to keep cementing it as part of the?
Yeah. Like I feel like
just let it go.
I feel like Ant-Man feels more like an Ant-Man movie than Spider-Man feels like a Spider-Man movie.
Man, those two end credits though.
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? Well, actually, I'm not going to give both of those end credit scenes props. I'll give the first. Yeah, the second one is meaningless.
Yeah.
I think for Phase 4. I think it's a big.
No, it means nothing.
You see, spoilers. I mean, you got Sword.
I think that's awesome, man.
I didn't hate it. I just like the first one is like a big deal, you know, like the first.
Oh, yeah,
but the second one is kind of like, I mean, but that's kind of how Marvel does it, right? Like the first one's kind of the one that matters, and the second one's kind of the throwaway, like just fun.
Yeah, they make a joke like the first Avengers, you know, the last one was just a joke. You know?
I can't believe I sat through that whole thing having to pee, waiting to see a spider playing the drums.
But anyway, all right, we're gonna move on to the Frodo or whatever his name is.
Let's see, MMC Swindle.
Yeah.
What's his name? I just see MMC Swindle.
Frodo.
Oh, Frodo?
Yeah.
Frodo. I think Frodo.
I think
it's I'm like, what's with the name? But I like it, Frodo. It's good.
Yeah. So they said these guys are 7.5 inches, and like they show a picture. Right, I hear you. And then they showed them next to the X-Transbots cars, and they kind of tower over them. Not towers, but yeah, they're significantly bigger. So like, or they looked it anyway from the picture, and but what that means is that like I might be able to get rid of my Unique Toys arms and replace them with these MMC arms for like a hodgepodge crew. But it might work because I do think this Vortex looks better than the Unique Toys Vortex.
You know what's funny, Bobby? I actually have Unique Toys Blast Off in my hand right now, trying to put him back into robot mode, and I think I see a tear coming down his eye.
Yeah. Well,
your eyes or his eyes?
Both.
Tell that motherfucker he owes me money.
Wouldn't that be Swindle? That would most likely owe you money. Honestly,
you would think. Yeah. Ironic.
I think these look good, and if depending on how the way things are going right now, I don't know if I'm just gonna pick them up to check them out, but we'll see what happens when they release. I don't know.
Ask if anybody's gonna get these.
Yeah, I think they look good. I like. I don't think I put the leg mode picture in here. I meant to. It may be in here too. But if you look at the tab on Frodo that plugs into the knee, that connector piece is made up of all sorts of fucking little bits. Like I think it's the bumper, or part of the bumper maybe. That folds all up and like locks together, and it makes the little black pokey thing that pokes in there. Like I think little things like that are cool. Instead of just having a giant combiner piece like fold out of the chest, to have like some of the kibble and extra parts like make that up. I think that's pretty smart if it works.
I think he looks a lot better than the Unique Toys one does.
I disagree.
Except for the chest, I wish they would have.
I think the Unique Toys one.
Black and check.
I think the Unique Toys one looks far better than this. Yeah.
Meh.
I think he looks better than the. It's funny because I think he looks significantly better than the Zeta one.
No.
But what's funny about that is that he looks. So I don't think the reason why I think this looks bad, and I agree with Greg that I think it's smart how they did it all to make it work self-contained and all that bit. But the reason why I think this looks bad is because it had to incorporate all of that shit into it, like for robot mode. And like, what's funny is it's the exact opposite philosophy that Zeta takes, but it still found a way to look better in robot mode, like, which is funny to me. But
oh yeah, Zeta bot modes. I mean,
they're rough. That's a rough ride. That's Rough Riders.
I feel like they're fine, but like. Yeah, I feel like they're fine, but you can't look at them and be like, yeah, like that's what they look like in the G1 cartoon,
Right.
So.
That fucking blast off or whatever, not blast off. Well, the helicopter one.
Oh, blackout.
Yeah, blackout shout. Jesus Christ, man, that thing is ugly. I mean, but combined, that's where they put their money in. Combined.
That's what they're counting on.
Yeah. So.
But
I don't know. Their Swindle actually grew on me. I hate to say it, but I kind of like their Swindle.
But you just have a special place in your heart for Swindle, I think.
Yeah. Well, once I figured out how to get sassy hips going on, and you can give them that little sassy hips, and I figured out I could flip the chest around, I was like, all right.
I think every Transformer should have sassy hips.
It's funny. I got this. Robert D bought me this fucking trash bust statue of Han Solo at NJCC one year. And, of course, I kept it. But every time that Adam sees it, he's like, oh, look, it's a smuggler. Because he's got this, like, smug-ass expression on his face.
Wait, how many kids does Adam have?
Exactly.
Has he earned that joke yet?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Bought and paid for. But, yeah, I don't think this looks MP. Like, I don't think it's, like, up to this standard. I don't think the Vortex is either, but I think it's closer than the Unique Toys, so I'm going in on the Vortex and maybe the Blast Off. My Combaticons might end up being like a real hodgepodge crew, but I think it's an interesting undertaking to try to do what they're doing. I have very low expectations.
Yeah, you're gonna have the Shazam family approach.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to pick that up, by the way. I think that's out.
Comes out Friday or next week.
It's on digital though.
It's
right
on
now.
digital. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, me too.
Shazam.
Me too.
What'd you watch?
I have not seen it yet, but I do want to see it. So.
Oh, Shazam. Yeah, that's one of the better ones. That one, Aquaman, were really two back-to-back good DC movies.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
Wonder Woman comes out next year in June. So.
Yeah, Joker comes out in October.
Meh.
Really?
Yeah, there's something coming out in December too. I can't remember. Seems like I
Lion
wrote
King?
it down. No, something about.
I'm excited for Lion King. Actually, to be honest.
Something about Skywalkers.
Rising.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Starfubbers.
Starfubbers?
The Last Starfighter.
Dude, shout out to the Last Starfighter.
Let's remake that.
Let's remake that shit.
They're remaking everything.
Oh, I thought that was I thought they did. It's called Ready Player One.
No, that was the Zentradi Empire, right? That was Starfighter.
What the Thought Empire, whatever.
Or am I thinking about something else?
You think One Player was a good movie? I thought.
Matt, you don't think Joker looks good?
Oh, I'm just kidding. I just like to give you.
Oh! I was gonna say you'd be the first person I've heard of it. It was just interesting to me.
Phoenix looks pretty good as a Joker.
Yeah, right. Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie Dark Phoenix. Looks pretty good. I was like, yeah, okay, buddy.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, I was gonna go see that on $5 Tuesday, and the shit was already out of the
You
theater.
would want your money back. You would want your money back for $5 Tuesday.
It came out on Thursday, and it was out of the theater by Tuesday.
Take that $5 and go get you some tacos, man.
Yeah.
I actually went and saw Spider-Man last night for $5. I was going to see it twice, and then we ended up not going tonight because Kit's not feeling well. And so I won. I came up. Everything was coming up Millhouse for me this week.
But no, that Joker does look pretty good. I'll definitely go see it.
Yeah. Let's keep it moving so we can get some questions.
So that's it for third-party news. Hasbro news. Hasbro is putting out nothing but great stuff. Which is nothing. So we're moving on to statue news. Imaginarium stealing Matt's money once again with a Skywarp. You're in on this, right, Matt?
Yeah, you have to be.
I got Thundercracker on.
Yeah, if you got Thundercracker, then you got nobody has Starscream and Thundercracker.
Mm-hmm. So this one's limited to 200 units worldwide, so expect it to be a bit expensive.
They're all
why the fuck?
200.
Why would you do that? Was Thundercracker
Thunder Scratcher
limited at all?
Yes, Starscream and Thundercracker are limited 200.
Okay, so I mean, my question I guess I was having here was like, did they put one out on like two of them out on like mass release, and they're like, if you want the third one,
no.
Yeah.
That'd be a fail right there.
How much
dick move?
How much do you appreciate that Starscream? Having had him for a couple weeks.
I love him. I mean, he's in all my videos now. I mean, all my reviews,
right,
and everything. And I just, he's a beautiful piece. Now, is he, like you said, for the Prime? Is he $1,000? No. But
right, but 400 probably seems right on the money.
On money, yep.
Yeah.
I think the details, it's just, it's a beautiful piece. It's one of the center. It's kind of a centerpiece for me, especially.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's like your favorite character, and it's like that's awesome. I'm happy. I'm really legitimately happy for you in that regard. I think that I find myself like I have these 3/4 scales in my office now, and like I just can't constantly find myself like not just like being drawn to them, but like I'll be sitting at my computer and I'll be like, man, let me just look at them real quick. And like, I'll just look, I'll just take a minute and look at them and then go back to what I'm doing. Like it is.
Would you just look at it?
Would you look at it?
It's one of those pieces where I just want to take more pictures of it. Like I can't, you really can't take, you can take so many pictures of a statue and it's the same thing.
Right.
Every time I look at this, every time I look at this guy, I want to take more pictures of him. Like it's so, it's a beautiful piece, and I can't wait to get all three of them together and just like, oh my God.
Do you have like a do you have like a display in mind for it, like a place? Like that's got to be like I feel like you got to have something special for it, you know?
I'm thinking about something behind me, maybe on a table. Like I'm gonna get I don't know. I haven't figured out anything. I got a little time to figure out something.
Right.
I need to. I may hit some people up. I may hit you up or something if you want to talk to me later on.
Have you ever hit me up and I've said I don't want to talk to you?
You swapped right a couple times.
Never. You swapped right on me a couple times.
You, though. Yeah, I didn't want to talk to your ass at that time. Anyway, but yeah, this looks beautiful.
I like that each of these statues, like, they didn't go the obvious route of just like repainting them. Like they actually have like different poses.
Oh yeah, different poses. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's like, put Starscream in the middle and the other two flanking them on either side. Like that looked really nice on the shelf.
And they're different display stands too, also. So Starscream has a totally different one. He don't have the Decepticon symbol.
Yeah.
Like that. And I can't wait to get these three together. It's gonna be a beautiful.
Yeah, like I can never imagine myself like just being like just a complete statue collector. Like that's it. Like because I like to fuck with toys and stuff, but like to me it's just another. It's just it's just I've expanded my palette.
Expansion.
Yeah, like it's like now I like protein and vegetables. You know what I mean? Like and I don't want to eat all vegetables. And I don't want to eat all protein. I want to switch it up a little bit.
Sure as fuck don't want the motherfuckers to touch either.
You goddamn right.
Damn, those things you never can touch. What do you do with sauces and stuff? Like, does it ever drip or like scooch over? Like when you see something start scooching over to your stuff, you get anxious.
It depends. It's a case by case basis.
Okay.
So like some sauces, like some stuff I'm funnier about. Like if a little bit of sauce gets like on my vegetables, I'm usually okay with it. But like I want that shit the fuck out of my rice. Like I don't want any sauce. Yep.
Out of rice?
Yep. Like a 4-year-old, I eat my ketchup like on my steak. And like if a little bit of ketchup gets on my broccoli, like it's no big deal. I'll just throw that couple pieces down where it got mixed up in the broccoli. But like the places on my rice that got the ketchup, like I'm like fuck, like I just alienate that little group.
You start cutting out pieces and sections and stuff.
They get quarantined.
Well, I mean, like say like teriyaki sauce or something. If that gets in your rice, do you get? I mean, I think that's a good mixture.
Yeah, it would that would depend. Like if it was usually if it was teriyaki that was going to get in my rice, it would probably be like a chicken teriyaki that I would be mixing in with the rice. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. You're just mainly about ketchup and mustard or relish or anything like that stuff.
Yeah, it's just everything is case by case. There's no like blanket rules. It's like a very specific, case by case basis. Let's get to some of these questions. Let's do MP Collectors first out of respect. I saw MP Collector this past Saturday, which was nice.
Was he collecting MPs?
Wow.
Yeah, he came by. He came by for Nerve Rage 200, which was cool.
That was nice.
Yeah, like he was like, man, I'd love to sit in on one. And I was like, dude, it'll never happen because you work a 9 to 5. And then I was like, oh wait, we're doing one like next week at fucking So he came by and like that dude I like that dude a lot, man.
Yeah, he's the one. Is he going to TFCon this year? I hope.
I would imagine it's like right around the corner
right
from him. I think he said he was. I'm pretty sure he said he was.
Okay, good.
So he said, "You gonna make your way to that, Matt?"
I know where you're going with that. I'm staying with you, man.
I wanted to share just a little MP Collector antecedent real quick. He gave me a couple heart reacts on Instagram. I've been using the Instagram the last few days.
Dude, Instagram is it? Oh, do you have let me follow you, man. What's your
say the usual.
All right, let me check you.
I have to follow you out too.
I didn't put much up there, but I was really bored. I was in the hospital over the weekend, and I was getting kind of bored. So
yeah, let me give you a little
Instagram.
Let me give you a little follow.
That would have been a great idea, Matt.
There you are. Boom.
I have a couple of different ones. Apparently, somehow the guy that never uses Instagram.
The one I'm looking at has a hedgehog that was posted last in a construction vehicle. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna post toy stuff soon. I just
Yeah, I saw you were on there, Greg. I was like, oh, Greg's here.
So he wrote in and said, "Dear SCU crew, for this week's question, I was wondering which third-party figure you think had the highest production run ever. Up to you whether or not to include figures with multiple re-releases or if you would rather just stick with initial release. Curious to hear your thoughts."
Wow. Third party release?
Yeah, with a big run. Let me see. Let me make sure. Up to you whether or not to include figures with multiple re-releases. If you'd rather just stick with So do we want to stick with the initial release, or do we want to talk about re-releases?
I think a re-release is fair.
Man.
I feel like the initial release on a lot of them are going to be somewhat similar.
So like, I don't know. I have no idea. I would imagine that Quake Wave is in that conversation.
I was going to mention Quake Wave, yeah. Especially for the re-releases. Man, how many did you get of that?
We're not going to count recolors, right? Like,
I don't know. See, that's the thing is I don't know, because to them it doesn't make any difference. Do you know what I mean? It's just what you put in it.
Yeah, I changed the plastic. As long as there's no extra pieces, technically, Starscream is Skywarp is Thundercracker.
Right. Right.
So
Ollie.
Theoretically, it should count.
Yeah, Ollie should probably be in the conversation for sure.
I am going to kind of be out there and say the old Fans Project City Commander armor, and then they had the Nemesis, and then they had Powered Commander, and I actually feel like half the knockoffs were actually Fans Project as well.
Yeah, I know. I agree
because they were same quality.
Constructor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
I feel like Hercules had a pretty.
Right,
I feel like that's something that would have had a pretty high run.
I would imagine, and I think probably Giant as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are. I think that would. I thought about him. Like I considered that. Just because the hype around it, you know what I mean, for so long. Like if I were them, I would have probably gone with a heavier release. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I guess half of MMC's releases. Just kidding.
KFC Blaster, might he be in there?
I don't know. I feel like that's a good list. Quake Wave, Ollie, City Commander, Constructor, Hercules, Giant. Like I feel like that's a good list.
Yeah, I think so.
Maketoys Solar Flare. I'm just gonna read the bones here.
Oh, dude, I saw somebody said it was only 529 made. He said they better not make any more.
Oh, that guy, yeah, that was fun. I was like, I think they said 1,100 was their minimum run number.
I didn't read that. I didn't see you responded. Oh, you know how many people are? Oh God.
Let me move on to this next one so we can kind of close with this TFCon one. This is from TJ. Oh, shit, I guess there's more. He says, since we all forgot to send in any questions last show, how about you discuss some forgotten elements of the Transformers property? What Transformers lines and shows do you think have been largely forgotten by the fandom? And is that absence from memory justified? I don't... honestly, like... The most of the shit I would have probably forgotten or not even known about, me personally. But I would say that, like, I'd known about Studio Ox for a long time, and I feel like nobody really remembered that until MMC kind of got it up and going. But that's the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head. KISS players is like a thing, right, that people forget about or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think the context of his question is things that people forget about they don't mean to. And then I think with KISS players, that's something that people forgot about because they
want to.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, tentacle. Yeah. I thought he meant lines like the the Unicron trilogies, like that line. So he's talking about the third party lines and stuff.
I would say a lot of the human characters, they are easily forgotten. There's some that stand out, but there's so many involved in the original G1 that it's super hard to remember them, right? Like, nobody's going to remember all those characters. And I would say alongside... now I just lost what I was thinking about with those.
Well, let me interject with you, because I agree with you. Like, and I think even more so, like, some of the alien characters, like from season 3, like, or you go, like... Because I like all like the wizards and shit, like those, and then the that little lizard man that was in the You know what I mean?
Yeah, with the Grimlock.
Lizardo.
Yep. See,
What about
no,
the
not the green one. The one that looked like Bosk from Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
What about the underwater with the
yeah, like the fantasy elements. Yeah.
You know, I also think some people totally forget how bad G1 kind of is. Like
it's season two,
fun,
dude. It's season two.
Like
season one is not bad.
Yeah. But there's so much of it that's like, you know, that like the bot of the week, and like no one's really fleshed out. Like you don't really know any character in particular. And
I like season 3. I thought season 3.
Yeah, I like season 3 as well. I like season 1 and season 3. Season 2 is just like, give me the characters and let's keep it moving. Let's see. Been a while since I wrote in. Here it goes. What unreleased third-party figures have been announced, revealed, and never saw the light of day, or even a pre-order? Just in general, like facts, or which ones? Let's just say which ones do we wish really saw.
Shit, I don't know.
This is from Tidarium as well. For me, it's Fans Toys, Trailbreaker, and fucking Blitzwing. Those are the two that are the biggest regrets for me. Like, and I guess like to be fair, like all of the Make Toys season 4 stuff, those two little pockets are my biggest kind of third party regrets.
Didn't Gigapire show a Skylinks?
No, they showed an Omega Supreme. There was a company that showed a Skylinks though. Or
was
like
it Planet X though?
But no, it was like some company. They showed a bunch of shit, and they never made anything.
Huh? I wanted that Skylink.
It was just a silhouette though. It was just a silhouette.
Right. I could have swore it was Gigapower.
No, they showed an Omega Supreme.
Huh. I wouldn't mind Gigapower doing a Skylinks. I know I wouldn't get it for like 30 years, but I still want it.
Is there anybody else that we got teased that anybody on the cast feels like fuck, like, big regrets as opposed
anything Make Toys?
Well, that's what. Well, anything Make Toys or just the MP stuff?
Anything Make Toys because they won't put their fucking shit out.
The Sunstorm in particular.
Not that I can remember it. I had to go back to some old TFCon slides or stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. What about that? What I would have liked to have seen. Not that I would have wanted it, but I would have been interested in checking out at one point. Would have been the Mech Ideas Lio Kaiser.
Oh, the little Chuck scale one.
Yeah, just to check it out. Like not necessarily for my collection, but just to check it out because I thought that Mech Ideas was kind of off on a strong foot, and I would have been interested to see how a combiner from them turned out.
What about those? I remember we talked about those. Some guy made those Pretenders. We talked about them a while back.
Yeah, he just designed them and was hoping that somebody would pick them up. But
right.
Yeah,
I wish we saw those. They looked really good.
I think it was like that dude, right? Casey, whatever. You know what I mean? Like he's
Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yeah, KC and the Sunshine Band.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. Sup, guys? Good discussion about 3A Bumblebee. Now, I really wanted... Pool is my guy. I like Pool a lot. But, Pool, you fucked me up with this question. He said, sup, guys? Good discussion about 3A Bumblebee. I have mine ordered as well as the Prime, and am on the fence with the 3A Blitzwing. Now, here's what fucked me up. I enjoyed the movie. Just that part. No, I'm kidding. I enjoyed the movie and love the characters... This word right here, since I am a G1 fan. Let me read it again.
Good outline.
Let me read it again. I enjoyed the movie and love the characters since I am a G1 fan. Let me continue. Flame toys look great, but I have not followed IDW over the years, so it means less to me, and I have no desire to buy IDW figures for $400 a pop. Okay, I understand the $400 a pop bit, and I understand not following IDW, so you have no connection to, say, Tarn. But okay, let me continue. I'll get back to this. So Bobby, Greg, Matt, dude, he knew Robert wasn't going to be on.
Well, it was like we said, he didn't pay his dues. So.
Would you consider buying the larger 3A Bumblebee at $400? All right, before we get to there, I just want to comment on this. So I enjoyed the movie and love the characters since I am a G1 fan. See, that's fucking me up because I don't enjoy the characters because I am a G1 fan. That's my big complaint with Bumblebee is that they turn him into a puppy and not into the character. This eats me up. Like,
was he like a puppy in G1?
Pool, get in touch with me. I would record a conversation with you and I about this sentence because this, like, I saw this in our email and it's been gnawing at me ever since.
He's highlighted that fucking sentence and that word sentence probably like 6 times.
See, so we do our notes in a drive so they can see what I'm doing, and I keep highlighting it because it's fucking me up. I enjoyed. Let me read one more time. I enjoyed the movie and love the characters since I am a G1 fan.
Maybe you love that first 10 minutes, man.
I don't get it.
So, some men get a phone call, and some men get a knock at the door at 9 a.m. on a Saturday with a handful of literature. And I have a feeling that this is going to be the guy that gets the knock on the door on Saturday morning.
So, like, okay, so I have mine ordered as well. All right, so I understand ordering the Prime. I understand that. I don't understand ordering the Bumblebee because the aesthetic and the character is completely off base. And I can even understand if you were like, just because I dig the movie. But I enjoyed the movie because... or since I am a G1 fan. That doesn't make any sense to me.
You're looking way too into this, man.
No, but there's this was worded a specific way. I feel like when I read it anyway, like I'm like because he's justifying it, right? He's justifying why he enjoyed the movie.
Maybe he knew he was going to get to you, and that's why he's probably leaning back in the chair right now when he hears this. Like, I got him.
Pool, what is a stream worth? But like, so anyway, I'm that gnaws at me because I don't think the Bumblebee in this movie has anything to do with G1. Point blank. Period. Flames Toys looks great, but have not followed IDW. So you haven't followed IDW, then it makes sense. But I can tell you that Flames Toys, the IDW stuff is far more in the pocket of G1 than the Bumblebee movie, and it does far more interesting stuff with the characters you love. So you probably should give it a shot, Pool. That's my recommendation to you. All right, so let's move on. He says, so would you consider buying a larger 3A Bumblebee at $400? It supposedly has more articulation, accessories, and sounds way better to me than a smaller $400 Flames Toys action figure. What if they came out with a larger Optimus, Soundwave, and Shockwave, etc.? Are you in? Love the show and keep it going strong. Thank you for the question, Pool. Now, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because, Pool, I would not, since I am a G1 fan. See, that's what fucks me up, is to him, it seems like the logical choice because he's a G1 fan, and to me, it seems like the logical choice to abstain because I am a G1 fan. That's what fucks me up about it. No, absolutely not. There's nothing about Bumblebee in that movie that I find in any way endearing or that's, like hashtag not my Bumblebee. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Like, I don't know who that character is. It's a puppy dog in a yellow robot suit. I don't get it. I think
maybe he means this movie to him felt like a more in line or more in the direction of G1 than the other live action movies, because he goes on to say, what if they come out with the larger Optimus, Soundwave, and Shockwave? So he's probably focusing on the fact that you have recognizable characters.
Okay.
You have more recognizable scenarios than you did with.
Okay. So that
I don't even want to say it out loud, Matt.
Yeah. No. So that I would agree with, but not the Bumblebee, unless he was talking about the Cybertronian Bumblebee, because the Earth Bumblebee doesn't look anything like G1. It's yellow, but that's it. It doesn't. It looks like a Bayverse bee with more yellow. So that's my hang up with this. But like all the stuff on Cybertron, like the Soundwave, if he had like a Ravage and all that was, and I don't mean that transformed and fit in his chest, but just like had him at $400, maybe, quite possibly. Same with Shockwave and Optimus as well. But not that B, dude. That B is just, it's off, and so is the Blitzwing. The Blitzwing, what? That Blitzwing, I don't like that Blitzwing since I am a G1 fan. That's what's fucking me up about it. Pool, we got to talk about this. We got to get to the bottom of this. It's fucking me up.
You're bothering. You need to expand your horizon with Transformers and other stuff instead of just G1.
No. So, Matt, I understand that point. And if you expanded your Transformers horizons, then fine. But what hangs me up is that he's saying he enjoys it because or since he is a G1 fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that's fucking me up.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't buy one either. I mean, just to get more articulation, I think it's already articulated enough. It's really articulated, and the accessories, that stuff is going to go in the box. The sounds, I could care less about that. So me getting a 3A Bumblebee for $400, I'm fine with what he scales right now and everything. But I'm not going into it like Bobby is. I'm just saying I would not buy something like that for $400. I think he's good enough he's wonderful for $130. I mean, he's a beautiful piece. I love, messing with it. It's fun still, and everything. It's just one of those pieces you look at and like, wow, that's somebody put some love into that figure.
Absolutely. Right. Sometimes I think about, like, I've spent $100 on Figuarts exclusives, and this is $30 more, and it's far better.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So definitely, it's
beautiful for what it is.
Absolutely.
And everything, like you said, you took it at, as this is not my Bumblebee, but you can appreciate that it's a beautiful figure.
Yeah, for sure.
I think the context of this question here, though, and I'm just reading, I'm just trying to put some context reading his word by word. I think what he's saying, would you consider buying the larger 3A Bumblebee at $400? It supposedly has more articulations, accessories, and sounds way better to me than a smaller $400 Flames Toys action figure. So I think he's saying if you were going to spend that $400, like if you had that money in your pocket, would you buy the larger? Do you think where do you think the value is at in your opinion?
I think the value is probably with 3A, given what they gave you for $130, but given the specific options here, honestly, I mean, IDW Tarn means more to me than Bumblebee Shockwave.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing right there. The character itself is, what does that character mean to you? Like, for me, would I buy a $400, 3A Starscream? Hell yes. But would I buy a $400, 3A, run of the mill wheelie or something like that? No, I wouldn't do that.
But Pool, I would suggest, at the very least, if you don't hit me up, and I hope you do, but if you don't hit me up, I would suggest that you give IDW, especially the second phase, a good read, because I enjoy it and I'm recommending it, based on that. But I enjoy it since I am a G1 fan.
Well, let me ask you also: do you think that what could they do for the 3A Bumblebee to give it a $400 price tag that is already really almost perfect? I don't want to say perfect.
Yeah, but I think it's larger. It's larger, right? So and then
those are what, 18 inches, 16 inches, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, is that enough to warrant a $400 price tag? Like, do you want a bigger one of that?
No, I don't want any more.
I know you don't. Right. But I'm just saying, would Pool want one? Like, if
right,
he was
right. Well, I guess he's saying maybe not, but maybe he would want that as opposed to a Tarn.
Well, we'll ask him when he gets it in. I don't know if he's already got it in or not. We'll see if it's changed. Like, if he already gets it in hand and it's like, oh my God, this is perfect enough at $130. I don't need a $400 3A Bumblebee.
But I mean, Drift was $300, right?
No, it wasn't. He $400.
No, they're not the same. Tarn was more expensive.
Okay, $300. That Prime is $450.
So here's the thing: is that, like, I don't know about that Prime yet, but like, dude, I know for a fact that Star Saber from IDW and that Tarn from IDW. And Drift from IDW are just far more interesting characters than anything that's ever been in any live-action Bayverse ever. And I know people say it's not a Bayverse, but whatever. Live-action Transformers.
Fallen was awesome. But, I got to put Wheelie in there.
Right. Well, he did go after Megan's leg, not her thumb. Am I right?
Yeah. No, that would have took a long time for the thumb. That drift, I think that drift was 300. Yeah, I think.
So then, real quick, from Mr. Bloom himself, who's been around for a good bit, he says, "Last chance before TFCon, boys. What's your predictions? More legends."
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to be stuff that we've already seen. I don't think we're going to be seeing too much new outside of legend stuff.
I hope we see some better, some maybe color picks of the Minosaur from NewAge that's going, or is it Magic Square's making the Minosaur?
It's Rising Force, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Not Rising Force. Damn it. I hope we might see another combiner from Iron Factory. I know we still got the DJD going, but they only got 2 more pieces left, so I'm hoping we might see something from Iron Factory. I would love to see some Iron Factory stuff.
You know, I feel like we've been saying this for the past year and a half, but you know, I feel like this is another, you know, TFCon that it's going to
be a boring third party.
Well, no, but it's going to speak volumes what they reveal.
Oh yeah.
You know, because the MP game is so dead that like if they don't,
I'll be surprised to see much in the ways of NP that is not stuff that we know or from a company that, you know.
Who do you think is going to be the big dog? Who do you think? Do you think Fanatoys is going to drop something that's just going to be out of left field that nobody's expecting? Or X-Transbots or somebody.
I think that I don't know. I almost hope that Fanatoys doesn't, because like they just have so much already. You know, they have so much on their plate already.
Yeah,
and like they're the only company that has like a consistent lineup for the future of third-party masterpiece scaled G1 shit.
I bet a lot of other companies are going to, like DX9. I don't probably see anything from them. Maketoys, probably not.
Maybe Zeta Predaking stuff. I'd be interested in that.
Yeah. MMC will probably. They'll probably show their Bruticus again.
They'll show the DJD again.
Jesus Christ! Don't they need? Yeah, they need to get them too. Come on now. No, they did. They did release the pet and everything. So that's.
Is that out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Out?
In fact, yeah, I think it's sold out.
Yeah, I can't find it. Yeah, so it's sold out on some of the bigger chains. I can't find it.
But no one seems to have it in hand yet. But
I've seen reviews. I've seen reviews of it. There's people reviewing it and stuff.
Yeah,
I think they did.
Lenny
it might be well, that's true. But it may be a limited release now. They may, I don't know. They may be coming out with the second run. Like you say, they always put out like maybe 500 units and then they wait and they put out another whatever and everything. So, but I would like to see. Yeah, Zeta. I think if Zeta did the Predaking, I'm sure we'll see the train bot a little more too. Probably. Maybe Raiden. I think it's his name.
Yeah, that's a good theory of what you're going to see.
That's Zeta, right? Zeta's doing Raiden.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I feel about that.
BBTS has it. I just bought it as a heads up to everybody.
Money bags. God damn. You gonna send it to me first? So I can check it out.
Yeah, it's en route.
No? You liar. That was a good show. Predictions. Yeah, a lot of legends. We'll probably do NewAge, Iron Factory, Magic Square. Probably some stuff from Transformers Element. I wonder if we'll see anything from the new group, like the TF Element and
Magic Square.
Magic Square MP. We might see something.
Dude, if I'll tell you what, man, if Magic Square gave me a Blitzwing or a Trailbreaker, it would have my attention.
Oh heck yeah, MP scale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love to see more MP stuff from TF Element and Magic Square.
See what they're working with. Yeah.
And also, I would love to see some advancements on this Predaking. You know, I would like. Because that one makes me a little nervous. So let me see something.
I need a big old Predaking.
All right. And with that, Matt.
Oh yeah, I quit this week again. Fuck it.
third-party TF Crashers and Open Your Toys podcast.
This podcast is intended for mature audiences only. Its sole purpose is entertainment. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now.
Shut up!